I was asked this question recently. Is digital more important than physical now in the music industry? Let's unpack that today. Stay tuned. Welcome to the Christian Musicpreneur podcast, where we provide tips, tools, techniques, and resources to help you grow your ministry. I'm your host, Simone Henry, a business coach and mentor for independent Christian recording artists. So the person who asked me this, they said, is digital more important than physical today in the music industry? And what she meant was, should artists still be pressing and selling CDs? Or should they be more focused on streaming the digital product rather than the physical product? And to me, the simple answer is yes, and because it depends. By the way, welcome. This is the Christian Musicpreneur podcast. I'm Simone Henry, your host, and I am a coach and mentor for independent Christian recording artists. And today we're going to answer that question. So, Gear Patrol says in 2021, streaming makes up about 85% of how music is consumed. So when it comes to the sales of physical music, vinyl is actually outstripping CDs for the first time in 30 years. Now, as a Christian artist, vinyl may not be something that you're into or that your audience is into. It really depends on the type of music you're making. If you're a hip hop artist, it might be more handy. It might be something that, you may have a lot of DJs in your audience and they might want the vinyl. But other than that, CDs and the streaming is where most people are listening and consuming the music. Now, when we're talking about sales, overall, CD sales have dropped by 95% since 2000. And because of the pandemic, it's even worse because most artists sold their CDs at concerts and live events, live engagements. So since the churches have closed down and all these other venues, nobody's doing live venues, or nobody was doing live venues during the pandemic, CD sales just pretty much went to nil. So here's my take on it. Yes, your music should be available on all the digital outlets, all the platforms, especially Spotify, Apple, and YouTube Music, but also on Deezer. That's what is pretty popular overseas. And if you're on the internet, you're international. You're a global artist. So if you have a distributor like CD Baby, TuneCore, DistroKid, and some of these others, then it's very easy to do that, to put your music on all the streaming platforms. So should you be focused on getting as many streams as possible, or should you be more focused on pressing CDs of your album and your EPs and selling those? I think it depends. It depends on your audience, right? So if your fans are really into CDs, if you have an older audience, if you have more traditional sounding music, and your audience tends to be older, then CDs are probably the best way to go because they're more likely to respond and they're more likely to purchase CDs rather than streaming the music on a streaming platform. If your audience is more into listening to radio, then the CDs would probably be a good way to go. However, if you have a younger audience, a more contemporary style of music, then your audience is more likely to stream your music. So then focusing on putting out singles rather than EPs and albums is a better way to go, because as they're streaming and they're following you on the streaming platforms, and the streaming platforms will notify them every time you put out a new song, a new album, a new single. So um, putting out singles would help you a lot, because every time you put one out, it's going to notify all of your followers on the streaming platform. And so to them, it looks like, hey, it's you can put out a single faster than you can an EP and or an album. So to your streaming followers, they're going to be seeing these notifications more regularly, and it looks to them like you're active, you're putting out new music constantly, and they're getting more stuff faster. They're getting more music faster and more regularly. So on a streaming platform, that's pretty important. Now, your fan base is really where you should be finding out, should you be making CDs to sell, or should you be focused on the streaming? So having that dedicated fan base and having that community around you that is talking to you, and you're asking them questions and they're letting you know. One of the fundamental questions that you can ask your audience is, how do you consume music? They will tell you. People like to be asked their opinion on stuff, and they will tell you. So just ask them. Now, on the other hand, if you do a lot of live engagements, the world is opening up and people are doing more live engagements and concerts and different things like that. Doing that, normally after a concert, your biggest fans are more likely to be eager to take home some physical memento of the time that they spent with you. And the CD fills that requirement very easily. It's nice and compact. You can open it and sign it, so they've got your autograph. It's more personal. So they're more likely to come to your table, get a selfie with you, shake your hand, give you a hug, and buy a CD, take that physical memento home with them, because it's satisfying that emotional need to remember this event and remember this time with you. So if you're doing a lot of these live engagements and in-person concerts, then having CDs is a great way to go. Now, if your audience, your fans, won't buy a CD at your table, then don't press CDs and don't sell them, because clearly your audience isn't interested. They are, they're not going to buy them, and you're going to waste money. But you can offer them other souvenirs. The lowest hanging fruit for an artist is usually a t-shirt, and you can do lots of different designs and lots of colors and different things like that. But I actually heard of an artist who, she sold a plain white t-shirt with her name across the front, and that is it. But she sold out of those t-shirts very quickly. And it was just because people wanted a memento to take home. And that was what she was offering, so they bought it. But you can do, t-shirts are the easiest and the most popular thing to do as an artist. But you can do other things as well. So if you were to do a quick Google search to see what other artists are doing, you can get lots of ideas for novelty items to offer to your fans. One of the things that I like, in lieu of a CD, instead of a CD, you can do like a little thumb drive. So it keeps it digital. And a thumb drive can be designed, and it can have your name and your logo on it. It can be in lots of different colors. I've seen one done, and it was stuck in a case that looks like a CD case, only when you open it, it's a thumb drive instead of a CD. And a thumb drive can hold more information on it. What I like is that you can bundle stuff onto a thumb drive that you can't put on a CD. So with the CD, you can only have the audio files on it. Whereas with a thumb drive, you can put the audio, you can put PDFs, text files, you can put images. So I'm working with an artist now, and I have him putting together a bundle where the drive or the zip file is going to have the audio of some songs that he wants to give away, but it's also going to have a PDF with the lyrics and his bio and an autographed photo. So it's just, I think it'll be nicer, just a nice little package for the artist to have for his diehard fans and people who want to know more about him and how to contact him. And because now with digital files, we don't get liner notes and stuff like we used to, or like you would have with the CD. So if you're going more digital, having extras like that would be nice. And a lot of artists don't bother with writing out the lyrics and putting them out there. So to have that, I think is a nice extra. But there's lots of other things that you can do. Lots of artists are also authors. So bundling CDs with your book, or bundling a T-shirt with a book or something like that can also be done. There's lots of different things you can do. Cups, pens, bracelets. I've seen, nice design bracelets, or just those regular plastic ones with your logo or your name or something on it. You can do lots of different things depending on your audience. So those are some of my tips. But basically, the basic principles are: go where your fans hang out and give them what they want. The easiest thing you can do is to ask your fans. If you don't have any fans, I can help you with that. Set up a free call with me to strategize how to get started building your pipeline of new fans. I have a strategy for getting new people into your world on a consistent basis. If you are interested in getting help with building up your fan base and building and engaging them and creating this community around your ministry and your music, go to eshemusic.com and click the button in the center to schedule a call with me, and I will be happy to talk to you about it. That's ECHEmusic.com. I will see you there. Thanks for listening to the Christian Musicpreneur podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, it would mean a lot to me if you would like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Feel free to share your takeaways in the comment section below, and join my free Facebook group, Christian Recording Artists Seeking Freedom. See you next time, and remember to take action